High in the Bolivian Andes, some 13,000 feet above sea level, in a land once ruled by the Incas and more than 3,500 miles from their campus, Auburn University engineering students are developing and employing technologies to make life better for a people who were seemingly cut off from the outside world.
It's a difficult place to work in, especially coming from the U.S. It's hard to get here. It's a remote location.
The tiny village of Quesimpuco is firmly set in an unforgiving area. Rugged mountains and limited roadways make traveling out of the village impractical for many. And a harsh climate with bone-dry winters and unrelenting rains of summer means big challenges for crop production. For centuries, the local Quechua people have survived, but they're very much a developing society by today's standards. For the past 3 years, Auburn students have worked to raise the Quechua quality of life by engineering sustainable solutions to their challenges, providing a ray of hope for a better future.
They really have a need, and from an engineering standpoint, it's challenging. What we're working with here, you don't have a lot of materials. Their quality of life is really relatively poor compared to what we're living with in the United States. There's so much room for improvement in so many ways we can help. They're so receptive to us, and they're just so kind and willing to work with us, and I think that makes it really easy to come back.
Working closely with an on-the-ground nonprofit organization known as Servants in Faith and Technology, or SIFAT, the Auburn team identified 2 needed work projects months before embarking on their journey to Bolivia. The preparation was critical because of a short 1-week work schedule in Quesimpuco.
I'm on the hydroponics team, and our goal is to provide a means for them to grow food efficiently, more effectively than the systems that they have. Right now their land isn't the best for growing crops. So what we're doing is trying to condense it into a smaller place where they have to use less dirt. They can use more gravel, more things that they can find anywhere, and grow crops out of that.
The only materials that we brought were the tubs and the PVC, and they're pretty easy to find. We used their bricks, their mortar, their space, and we talked to them while we were building this. And as we're building it, we're trying to make sure that we could construct it again out of adobe like this, or out of wood, or sticks, or stones, whatever's available to make a similar system. This is a prototype with the optimum conditions. Through communication, we kind of figured out the constraints of the space and the materials, and now we gotta kind of see what they're gonna do with it. It works! It works!
More eagle! All right.
Local landowners will study the Auburn hydroponics design and decide how and where to build their own systems. The project is based on the needs and the desires of the Quechua people. One requirement is that all projects be sustainable through available materials, and that any design can be replicated locally.
We definitely need projects that they know how to fix, they know how to improve upon, and they can adapt to their surroundings. We talk about appropriate technology, and really that just means it can't break down. It's got to be useful. In 5 years, we don't want to come back and it just be a concrete block sitting there dry and the fields fallow again. We want it to work and work continuously.
On a lot of trips I've been on like this, or like aid trips or mission trips or things like that, you'll come in and you'll paint a house or build them a Western style house or something, and that's not what they need. Through communication with them year round, and like living with them while we're here, we get constant input about what they want from us. We don't come in with preconceived notions of what they should have. We wait till they ask for something, and then we do our engineering from that to decide how it can best fit their land.
It's that open communication, despite a language barrier, that makes the Auburn efforts successful. Quesimpuco residents welcome the students with open arms and say they appreciate that people from so far away care. Recently retired Auburn engineering alumna Melissa Herkt accompanied and worked side by side with the students on their projects. She says there are real-world lessons to be learned through the Bolivian experience.
The students, I think they're really motivated to help these people, to improve their way of life. They live a hard life. It's not a bad life, it's just hard. And anything you can do to make it easier is important to them. All these kids are so smart. They don't necessarily have a lot of worldly experience, and this is a real positive thing for them to get.
We've been here 2 times before. It's our 3rd trip. We do have a commitment to the community. So we are hoping to improve their way of life each time that we do come.
The project that I'm working on here is directly behind us. It is the irrigation system. The Bolivians, they're not in the money market system. They live off the land. Everything that they grow, they eat. They don't have any water right now going to the field. Their yield is not very high.
Yep,
and so we're building an irrigation system.
Despite the dry winter season, water flows from mountain springs year-round, providing nourishment for the crops. But right now, there are no means to capture it and divert it to the fields. The Auburn engineers are working with the locals to clear a site that will hold a storage tank. Using survey equipment and GPS technology, they're calculating flow rates that will deliver the right amount of water needed to grow the crops. But Auburn's presence here is about more than providing water for crops. The work being done will indeed give the Quechua a better life. But just being here, showing compassion, raises their spirits and gives them hope. The Auburn spirit shines brightly half a world away.
What I'm actually building and designing, or what my team is building and designing, is helping these people. And these people are so passionate and caring. It's just real fun having fellowship with them, just seeing how they interact and how they interact. I mean, we can only say 1 or 2 words to one another. Charades is played a lot here, which is a lot of fun. And we're all humans and we can still connect on the same level, so it's a lot of fun.
For 3 years, the Engineers Without Borders group has been coming here, learning from the people, identifying what their needs are. We're trying to meet basic human needs, but so many times people come in and do it to somebody. And in this case, they come in and they listen.
I mean, I've learned just so many things about other cultures, other ways that people are forced to survive. It's been eye-opening.
I think you see a bunch of hardworking, extremely smart people that live here, and they do live in poverty. They struggle to eat every day, and we look at the homes and the places that they live and compare that to where we do, and we kind of see that as drastically different in terms of comfort levels. Nobody here's lazy, nobody here's dumb. So I think that helps, or that maybe changes some people's worldview.
Oh, I hope to do it again next year. Once you commit and see these people and see the, what they gain from your contributions, it's hard to walk away from that. It's so rewarding to see, the little kids, they're so welcoming.
It's not just for them, it's for their children, and hopefully the technologies we show them will remain, and hopefully will be easy enough to implement and reuse.
I think this is a beautiful way to tie all those together, that you've got service learning, because what they are working on is for the benefit of someone else and or themselves. This is a study abroad tour, so it meshes those two together, and then they're exposed to a culture that they've not been used to, and they get a very, as best as you can, an intimate view of that culture, and so that is, that certainly embraces our desire at Auburn University for, a holistic education, whether you're an engineer, zoologist, or an English major. I think that's really important, and it's this type of activity and working here, and again, working all year round on these type projects, I think really brings that to fruition.